What's up, guys? Hope you're doing well. In today's video, we are going to discuss the 10 innovations that seem unreal. Science fiction has always been a medium for futuristic imagination, and although aliens of different colors and intergalactic travel have not yet been discovered, there are a variety of technologies that are no longer imaginative thanks to the world of science fiction. Some of the creative inventions that have appeared in family favorite movies like Back to the Future and Total Recall are now at the forefront of modern technology. These are some of our favorite technologies that have moved from science fiction to reality. 3D holograms. This hologram of Princess Leia features the iconic line, "Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you are my only hope." Not long after the first Star Wars movie, Obi-Wan Kenobi receives a holographic message. By definition, a hologram is a 3D image created by the interference of light rays from a laser on a 2D surface and can only be viewed from an angle. In 2018, researchers from Brigham Young University in Provo, Utah, created a real hologram. His technique, called volumetric display, works like an Etch-a-Sketch toy, but uses high-speed particles. With lasers, researchers can grab the particles and move them into a designated shape, while another set of lasers illuminate the particle with red, green, and blue light and create an image. But so far, this can only happen on extremely small scales. Bionic limbs. Imagine your father cuts off your hand and fall to the bottom of a floating building only to be picked up by your lost sister. Unlikely in any reality, but not in the Star Wars movies. After losing his hand, Luke Skywalker receives a bionic version that has all the functions of a normal hand. This scenario is now more feasible than the previous one. Researchers at the Georgia Institute of Technology in Atlanta, Georgia, have developed a way for amputees to monitor each of their prosthetic fingers using an ultrasound sensor. In the film, Skywalker's prosthesis uses electromyographic sensors attached to his muscles. The sensors can be switched between different modes and are controlled by flexing or contracting the muscles. However, the prosthesis created by the Georgia Tech researchers uses machine learning and ultrasound signals to detect fine finger-to-finger movements. Digital billboards. Director Ridley Scott presents a futuristic landscape of Los Angeles in the film Blade Runner. As he scans the skyscrapers, a huge digital, almost cinematic billboard appears on one of the buildings. This pre-internet concept sparked the imagination of Andrew Phipps Newman, CEO of Do.com. Do, which stands for Digital Out of Home, is a company dedicated to providing live and dynamic advertisements through the use of digital billboards. The company is now at the forefront of advertising as it offers a more attractive form, one that will make people stop and stare. Digital billboards have come a long way since Do was founded in 2013. They've taken advantage of crowded cities, like London and New York, to use this unique advertising tactic. Perhaps the latest Blade Runner 2049 will bring us even more new technologies. Artificial intelligence. The story of Blade Runner largely revolves around the idea of synthetic humans, which require artificial intelligence, or AI. Some people may be concerned about the possible consequences of equipping computers with intelligence, which has had disastrous consequences in many science fiction works. But AI has some very useful applications in reality. For example, astronomers have machines that can find exoplanets using computer-based learning techniques. When analyzing large amounts of data collected from missions like NASA's Kepler and TESS missions, AI can identify telltale signs of an exoplanet lurking in the data. Space stations. Orbiting the Earth in 2001, A Space Odyssey, is Space Station V, a large structure located in low Earth orbit where astronauts can bounce in microgravity. Sound familiar to you? Space Station V was the inspiration for the International Space Station, or ISS, which has been in orbit around the Earth since 1998 and currently hosts 6 astronauts at a time. Although Space Station V looks much more luxurious, the ISS has gotten a lot more science. The ISS has been at the center of microgravity research since its construction began in 1998. Space Station V was not only an out-of-this-world vacation experience, it was also used as a technical stopover before traveling to the moon and other long-term space destinations. The proposed Deep Space Gateway would be a station orbiting the moon that would serve a similar purpose. Hoverboards. The Back to the Future trilogy is a very entertaining trio of time travel adventures, but it's part 2 that introduces the creator's vision of 2015. The film foresaw a much more extravagant 2015 than actually happened just a few years ago. Had one thing right: hoverboards, like the one Marty McFly borrows for quick getaways. While not as prevalent as perceived in the film, hoverboards now exist. The first real one was created in 2015 by Arxpax, a company based in California. The company invented the magnetic field architecture, or MFA, which is used to provide levitation for a hoverboard. The board generates a magnetic field, which in turn creates an eddy current, which then creates another opposite magnetic field. These magnetic fields repel each other against a copper floating part that provides lift. Driverless cars. In the 1990 film set in 2084, Total Recall main character Douglas Quaid, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, finds himself in the midst of a sci-fi showdown on Mars. In one scene, Quaid runs away from the bad guys and jumps into a self-driving car. On the front is Johnny Cab, which is the car's onboard computer system. All Johnny needs is an address to take the car to its intended destination. Although the self-driving car was not seen in action before the protagonist yelled swear words and took the driver's seat, the idea of having a car that takes you to your destination using its onboard sat-nav has become more and more popular. The company at the forefront of driverless cars is Waymo, as it wants to eradicate human error and carelessness that results in dangerous and fatal accidents. In 2017, NASA declared its intention to aid in the production of driverless cars, as they would improve robotic vehicle technologies on extraterrestrial surfaces such as the Moon or Mars. The mobile phone. It is something that almost everyone has in their pocket. Mobile phones have become a necessity in modern life with a host of extraordinary features. The first cell phone was invented in 1973, the Motorola Dynatac. It was a bulky thing that weighed 2.4 pounds and had a talk time of around 35 minutes. It also cost thousands of dollars. The Motorola Dynatac was invented by Martin Cooper, who led a team that created the phone in just 90 days. A long-standing rumor has been that Cooper was inspired by a Star Trek episode in which Captain Kirk used his portable communications device. However, Cooper stated in a 2015 interview that the original inspiration came from a comic called Dick Tracy, in which the character used a wrist radio, the universal translator. While exploring space, characters like Captain Kirk and Spock encountered an alien life who spoke a different language. To understand galactic aliens, the Star Trek characters used a device that immediately translated the aliens' unusual language. Star Trek's universal communicator was first seen on screen when Spock manipulated it to communicate with a non-biological entity. Season 2, Episode 9, Metamorphosis. Although Star Trek's idea was to communicate with intelligent extraterrestrial life, a device capable of breaking down language barriers would revolutionize real-time communication. Products like SourceNext's Pocket Talker and Skype's new voice translation service are now able to provide instant translations between languages. Flawless real-time communication is a long way off, but the technological advancements of the past decade mean this feat is within reach. Teleportation. The idea being passing on someone was that a person could break down into a form of energy, or dematerialization, and then return to matter at its destination, or rematerialization. Transporting people in this way on Star Trek's USS Enterprise has existed since the beginning of the series, debuting in the pilot episode. Scientists have not yet figured out how to teleport humans, but they can teleport orbs of energy known as photons. In this case, teleportation is based on a phenomenon known as quantum entanglement. This refers to a condition in quantum mechanics where two entangled particles may be very far from each other, but remain connected in such a way that actions performed on one affect the other, regardless of distance. The exchange of information between the two photons occurs at least 10,000 times faster than the speed of light. With that being said, it's time to end today's video. Press the like button and subscribe to our channel for more interesting stuff. Peace out!